I bet you didn't know how much cruise ships have evolved over the years, but this time we're ditching the backpacks and passports for something a little bigger. That's right, we're talking cruise ships, baby. Join me as I dive into the top cruise ship myths of 2025 and challenge myself to debunk them once and for all. Cruise ships have been a staple of the travel industry for decades, yet so many people still have these outdated, totally wrong misconceptions about what it's like to set sail on one of these massive vessels. They think it's all shuffleboard, buffets, and never leaving the Lido deck. As we head into 2025, I think it's high time we put some of these myths to rest. The truth is, cruising can be an amazing way to see the world. Island hopping, exploring new cultures, the works. And no, it's not just for the newlywed or nearly dead, as some people might have you believe. So, buckle up, because we're about to take this cruise ship myth-busting journey full steam ahead. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Alright, first up on the chopping block, the myth that cruise ships are only for older people. Seriously, where did this one even come from? Look, I get it. The image of retirees in matching Hawaiian shirts might pop into your head, but trust me, that's just a tiny piece of the puzzle. Modern cruise ships are basically floating cities designed to cater to people of all ages, from toddlers just discovering the joys of unlimited soft, served to retirees living their best life. Seriously, I've seen it all. Families, couples, solo travelers, you name it. And the cruise lines themselves are stepping up their game, big time. We're talking dedicated kids clubs with activities that'll make you wish you were a kid again. Teens have their own hangouts, no parents allowed. And for the solo adventurers out there, there are plenty of opportunities to mingle, connect, and maybe even find your own personal Jack Dawson or 𝗟𝗏𝗃𝗃𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗃. And for those who think cruising is just endless buffets and shuffleboard tournaments, no shade to shuffleboard, it's a classic, think again. We're talking rock climbing walls, surfing simulators, zip lines, Broadway caliber shows, comedy clubs, the list goes on and on. You could literally spend an entire day just exploring all the different things to do on these ships. So yeah, this myth is officially busted. Cruise ships are for everyone, no matter your age or what kind of experience you're looking for. Okay, let's tackle another big one. The myth that you'll be stuck on a crowded ship with absolutely nothing to do. Seriously, folks, have you seen the size of these ships? They're like floating cities. I'm talking multiple pools, water parks, mini golf courses, even freaking go-kart tracks on some of them. And that's just the outdoor stuff. Inside, you've got everything from Broadway-style shows and live music venues to casinos, art galleries, and even planetariums. And yeah, the food. Don't even get me started on the food. We're talking endless buffets with every type of cuisine imaginable, plus specialty restaurants with Michelin-starred chefs. But the real beauty of cruising is the destinations. These ships are designed to take you to some of the most amazing places on Earth. We're talking pristine beaches, ancient ruins, bustling cities, you name it. There's a cruise itinerary that'll take you there. And once you're in port, the possibilities are endless. You can explore on your own, rent a scooter and zip around, or join an organized excursion. Snorkeling, scuba diving, hiking, historical tours. You can literally craft your own adventure. So yeah, the idea of being bored on a cruise is laughable. You'd have to actively try to be bored with all the incredible options available. This myth is officially debunked. Case closed. Alright, time to debunk the myth that you'll be stuck in a tiny cramped cabin with no amenities. Listen, I've stayed in my fair share of questionable hotel rooms, but cruise ship cabins, they've come a long way, baby. First of all, let's talk size. Sure, you can opt for a smaller, more budget-friendly cabin if you're on a tight budget, but guess what? There are also options for sprawling suites with separate living areas, walk-in closets, and balconies that offer stunning ocean views. We're talking bigger than some New York City apartments, and the amenities? Don't even get me started. We're talking plush bathrobes, high thread count sheets, flat screen TVs, even mini fridges stocked with your favorite beverages. And if you really want to treat yourself, some cruise lines offer butler service. Yeah, you heard that right. Your own personal butler to cater to your every whim. But the best part about cruise ship cabins, you unpack once and wake up in a new destination every day. No more lugging suitcases through airports or packing and unpacking every few days. It's pure travel bliss. So, if you're worried about being cramped and uncomfortable on a cruise, fear not. Cruise ship cabins are more like floating hotel rooms, and there's an option for every budget and travel style. Myth busted. Okay, let's talk about everyone's favorite subject, food, and more specifically, the myth that you'll be stuck eating the same old boring food every day on a cruise. Now, where do I even begin with this one? First of all, have you ever been to a buffet? Because cruise ship buffets are on another level. We're talking endless rows of fresh seafood, sizzling grills, pasta stations, salad bars that stretch as far as the eye can see, and of course, a dedicated dessert section that will satisfy your sweet tooth 10 times over. But the real foodie adventure begins with the specialty restaurants. We're talking everything from steakhouses and Italian trattorias to sushi bars and French bistros. And the best part, many cruise lines have partnerships with celebrity chefs, so you know you're in for a real treat. And don't even get me started on the 24/7 room service. Craving a pizza at 3 a.m? No problem. Want to enjoy breakfast in bed with a view of the ocean? Done. The culinary possibilities on a cruise ship are truly endless. So, yeah, the next time someone tells you cruise food is boring, just smile politely and tell them to do their research. Because this myth is officially toast. Alright, let's address the elephant in the room, the environmental impact of cruise ships. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Cruising, like any form of travel, does have an environmental footprint. But here's the thing, the cruise industry knows this, and they're making big strides to become more sustainable. We're talking about massive investments in cleaner fuel technologies, like liquefied natural gas, which significantly reduces emissions. Cruise lines are also implementing advanced wastewater treatment systems to minimize their impact on marine life. And let's not forget about the efforts to reduce waste on board by switching to reusable and biodegradable materials. Many cruise lines are also partnering with environmental organizations to support ocean conservation efforts and promote responsible tourism in the destinations they visit. They're educating passengers about marine life, organizing beach cleanups, and supporting local communities. So, while there's still work to be done, it's important to recognize that the cruise industry is taking steps in the right direction. And as travelers, we can do our part by choosing cruise lines that prioritize sustainability and making eco-conscious choices on board. It's not about shaming or guilt-tripping, it's about acknowledging the challenges and working together to find solutions. The future of cruising depends on it. Let's talk about safety, because let's be real, nobody wants to go on a cruise only to end up as a real-life Titanic story. The myth that cruise ships are unsafe is one that's been around for a while, fueled by those occasional sensationalized news stories. But let's separate fact from fiction, shall we? First of all, cruise ships are highly regulated and subject to strict safety standards set by international maritime organizations. We're talking about rigorous inspections, lifeboat drills, yes, those are mandatory, and for a good reason, and highly trained crew members equipped to handle a wide range of emergencies. And think about it, these ships carry thousands of passengers and crew members every year, and incidents are incredibly rare. In fact, statistically speaking, you're probably safer on a cruise ship than you are driving to the grocery store. Of course, that doesn't mean you should throw caution to the wind. Just like you would on any trip, it's essential to be aware of your surroundings, follow the ship's safety guidelines, and use common sense. But overall, rest assured that cruise lines take safety very seriously. They have a vested interest in making sure their passengers are safe and sound, so you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the journey knowing you're in good hands. Myth busted. Alright, time to shatter the stereotype that cruise ships are only for honeymooners and party animals. Look, I'm not going to lie, cruises can be incredibly romantic. And yes, there's definitely a party scene if that's what you're looking for. But to pigeonhole cruising as only for lovebirds and partygoers is just plain wrong. The reality is, cruise ships cater to a diverse range of travelers. We're talking families with kids, multi-generational groups, solo adventurers, history buffs, you name it. Modern cruise lines have become masters at creating experiences that appeal to a wide range of interests. History buff? There are cruises that focus on ancient civilizations, historical landmarks, and cultural immersion. Adventure seeker? How about a cruise that takes you kayaking in Alaska, hiking in the Norwegian fjords, or ziplining through a rainforest? Foodie? There are cruises dedicated to culinary experiences with cooking classes, wine tastings, and shore excursions to local markets and restaurants. The possibilities are literally endless. So whether you're looking to relax by the pool, explore new cultures, or push your limits with adrenaline-pumping activities, there's a cruise out there for you. Don't let the stereotypes fool you. Cruising is what you make it. Okay, let's debunk the myth that taking a cruise means being stuck on a rigid schedule with no flexibility. Now, I get it. The idea of a pre-planned itinerary might sound a little rigid to some, but trust me, it's not as restrictive as you might think. First of all, many cruise lines offer a variety of itineraries, from port-intensive trips that allow for maximum exploration to more leisurely itineraries with plenty of sea days to relax and enjoy the ship's amenities. And within those itineraries, you often have a choice of shore excursions or the option to explore independently. Want to spend the day lounging on a pristine beach? Go for it. Feel like immersing yourself in the local culture and exploring a new city on your own? Be my guest. You're not obligated to participate in every single activity or follow the crowd. And here's a pro tip. Some cruise lines even allow you to customize your itinerary with pre- or post-cruise extensions. So if you want to spend a few extra days exploring a particular destination, you absolutely can. So yeah, the idea that you'll be herded around like cattle on a cruise is completely false. You have the freedom and flexibility to create your own adventure at your own pace. Alright, let's talk fashion, or more specifically, the myth that cruise ships are all about stuffy dress codes and formal nights where you have to dress to the nines. Now, I'll admit, there was a time when cruising was all about dressing to impress, but guess what? Times have changed. While some cruise lines still have formal nights, they're usually optional and the dress code is generally more relaxed than you might think. Think cocktail attire, not ball gowns and tuxedos, and for the rest of the cruise, it's all about comfortable, casual clothing. We're talking shorts, t-shirts, sundresses, swimsuits, basically whatever makes you feel comfortable and confident. Of course, there are still some basic guidelines, like no swimsuits in the main dining room, but overall, the dress code on most cruise ships is pretty relaxed. So, pack your most comfortable outfits, throw in a couple of dressier options if you want to get fancy for a night, and leave the stress of packing a whole formal wardrobe at home. Let's wrap things up by addressing the dreaded cruise ship illness myth. You know the one, the fear that stepping foot on a cruise ship is a one-way ticket to norovirus city. Now, I'm not going to dismiss the fact that illnesses can spread in any confined environment, whether it's a cruise ship, an airplane, or even your office building. But here's the thing, cruise ships have some of the most stringent hygiene standards in the travel industry. We're talking about rigorous cleaning protocols, hand sanitizing stations everywhere you turn, and crew members dedicated to keeping things spotless. And let's not forget about the onboard medical facilities. Cruise ships are required to have fully equipped medical centres with qualified doctors and nurses who are trained to handle a wide range of medical issues. So, while it's always wise to take precautions like washing your hands frequently and using hand sanitizer, don't let the fear of getting sick prevent you from experiencing the joys of cruising. Just use common sense, stay hydrated, and enjoy the journey. Myth busted. So, there you have it. The top cruise ship myths debunked once and for all. Hopefully, this video has given you a better understanding of what it's really like to set sail on a cruise ship. Look, cruising isn't just about the destination. It's about the journey, the people you meet, and the experiences you have along the way. Whether you're a seasoned cruiser or just considering your first trip, I hope I've inspired you to give it a try. And hey, if you've got any cruise ship myths you've always wondered about, drop them in the comments below and maybe we'll tackle them in a future video. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay curious, keep exploring, and I'll catch you in the next adventure. Peace. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.